news agenda, but hey-ho, here we are. Paul's in Coventry. Back to the arts and their value. Paul, what would you like to say?
Hi, James. Nice to speak to you.
Likewise.
So I'm in my 30s and I studied contemporary theatre and performance at uni. And I completely agree with you in that there's so much more to the world than just finances.
Yes, but you have come out with a large amount of debt, of course.
Yeah, and I'm still not rich. I'm still not financially rich. But I think my perspective of it is that you can be miserable in the highest paying jobs in the world. True. And so for me, I get a lot more worth out of what I learn about people through my job. So if I could just explain briefly one of my projects that
take your time.
I brought about. I'm in a project called the Museum of Me, which essentially plonks a museum structure in a community space and then works with 10 residents of that area. And every day it becomes a museum of a different resident.
Wow.
And it gets to share human stories. And we have an opening ceremony where the community can come along and have a drinks and canapes reception and meet somebody of their community. And I've been doing it just a couple of months ago. Kind of did it in Solihull, and it was with the newly arrived members that have come to Solihull over the past few years. That included Ukrainians, that included Hong Kongers, that included people who put up Ukrainian families.
Right.
And just what you learn about them and what you get to share about them, and seeing kind of the environment around them, really taking pride that they're part of Solihull and that they're part of us, is to me so much more meaningful than getting 105k in 5 years.
Was this your own idea?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
what a wonderful idea.
Thanks.
You are Paul O'Donnell.
And Paul O'Donnell, yeah.
I'm just looking you up. I'd not heard of that before, but there's loads here. That's really, really impressive. And
we told the story of an 8-year-old person who came over from Hong Kong when he was 3 and now lives in Solihull. It's very cheeky, very playful. And it's just, I think the arts is really good at kind of breaking that division that we're all feeling in the world at this moment in time, because when you apply it to a person and you see Jan or you see Sandra or you see whoever it is, and you read what actually is going on behind this and how they've got to the point they are at this moment in time, that's where I feel like the power, particularly in the world at the moment, that's where the real power and value of arts is. That isn't financial, it's personal, it's community, it's bringing people together, it's connecting.
You are. I love this tagline that you have on your website. You are worthy of a museum. And that, of course, means everybody is worthy of a museum. Every subject is a story.
Yeah, and every person's individual story, I feel, is universal. And what we really love, and literally every single person we've done a museum about has said to us, I don't know why you picked me, there's nothing interesting about me. And then you ask 2 more questions. We had a really great interaction in Charlesmore, which is my home patch where we did the museum, and the local radio were there interviewing people.
Yeah.
And a woman kind of went, I was thinking about applying to be a museum star for this, but I didn't think there was anything interesting about me. And then 2 questions later, it turns out that she and her sister were the first conjoined twins to be separated in the UK.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's incredible. How do you pick people then? So people apply, do they?
It's a bit different every time.
Okay.
So we're going to do it because we're based in Coventry.
Yeah.
Still Coventry. But we've just been promoted to Premier League, and so we're doing it. We're going to be doing it later on in the year when the season starts again.
Wow.
With football fans who stick to the team through thick and thin.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Where did you get the idea from?
My arts degree, maybe.
Just while you were studying, you just came up with this idea of recognising...
My degree was in contemporary theatre and performance, so it's a little bit different, but it taught me... The skill it taught me was that there's a future beyond this present. Like, what is next for arts? What is next for theatre? What is next for the world? What do they need? And so it's built in me kind of a way of going, okay, somebody else is doing that. How do I do something different? Or
lovely story, brilliant thing. And a word, if you would, on your background, because I got one text, I've lost it now, saying that this was a conversation confined to people of privilege, which I thought was a bit unfair.
What was that, sorry?
A word on your background, because I got one critical text before you came on saying that this was a conversation confined exclusively to privileged people, and that people who weren't privileged would not recognise all of the things that we were describing.
As in relation to the art?
I think they meant private education. I just wondered what your background was.
I mean, for the first 5 years of my life, I would say I was in a quite working class background, not particularly deprived at any point in my life, but I have moved into kind of a middle class after that, into a middle class kind of environment, I'd say. But I live with diabetes. I live with I'm a homosexual. So there's lots of different ways to decipher what privilege means. And
that's a very true point. And I'm pretty sure that text would not have included you in that criticism. And it was a reasonable point that was made. I just wanted to pick up on it. I love this. So you just Google Museum of Me to find out more about the work that Paul and his colleagues do. That's absolutely gorgeous. And then every subject has a picture that you can click on and find out more about them. Because that's so true, isn't it? I'd never ever thought of that. That every person is a story. It's 12:45.
Coming up at 1.